So, up next, after you've all experienced this wonderful poetry open mic, you get to hear an amazing feature. So I will read this bio, and then we will make room and give our ears to Yunus. Did I say that right?
Yunus.
Yunus. All right, for Yunus. Yunus. Oh, there's another name.
Quddus.
Yunus Quddus?
Quddus. Yunus Quddus.
Yunus Quddus is a writer, performer, poet, actor, storyteller, and painter who began playing with words and art since the age of 6. Writing and remixing classic poetry and stories, as well as creating his own original works, has driven and sustained his passion for words written and spoken throughout his entire life. All right, give it up, a huge round of applause for Yunus Quddus.
I have so many different things. So when I get to, I guess, like the last 5 minutes or something, give me like a signal. So talking about the Star Wars theme, it got me thinking. I was like, I'm going to sit down, listen to all the poets, and then I'm going to make up my set list after that. So I wrote down Star Wars / Mom, E.T., Firefox, these are like movies, Tron, and then it's Star Wars again. So I got a story I want to tell, I want to make up with you guys, but I need some more words. I need like 7 more words, and then we're going to make up a story. We'll do this together. I've never done this with anybody but you guys. You guys are the only ones who are going to hear this story ever again. Yes. Okay, so if you have a word in mind, we had all those movie references, just yell it out, and I'll write it down. Voluptuous. That's a movie, but why is it V for Vendetta? No, it's okay, it's okay. So there's no writer, it's improv. No writer wrote that. No, it doesn't matter. Whatever is in your mind. Unoriginal. Die Hard, unoriginal. Why does it make me think of tears? I don't know why. So I'm going to, in my improv freestyle mind, I'm going to say the first thing that comes to my mind. It may not be perfectly accurate with your word, but it's where my mind is in the improv world. Okay? Here we go. Die Hard, what was your word again? Unoriginal. Unoriginal. TV. I'm going to write TV next to it. I don't know why. It's the way my brain works. I have a weird, whirly art brain. It's just like, yeah, write TV next to unoriginal. Like Netflix original series. Da-da-da. That's what I made my brain with. Die Hard, I was like, I got to tell you a story about Bruce Willis later on. Okay. I need 2 more words. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. I don't know that movie, so I'm gonna have to make something up. Oh, okay. Celery is the best part of a Bloody Mary. It is. I've never had a Bloody Mary. I've seen blood. I had a cranberry drink. I don't think that counts as bloody as Mary as I can get. Okay, you know what? I got a story that goes to that. Bloody Mary. I'm gonna write down Xavier Hall, because there's a story that connects to that. Okay, 1 more word. Someone didn't get a word in. Loquacious, and that means what? Loquacious. Shush. Why does that remind me of a girl? Loquacious, don't leave me. Don't leave me. I told you I'm going to tell you the first thing that pops into my mind. Loquacious, don't leave me. And I wrote down Melody. I'll tell you the story of Melody and my friend Friedman. Okay. Here comes your freestyle story. Here it is. Here we go. When I was a little kid, E.T., Firefox, Tron, and Star Wars. Now, when I was a little kid in New York, I think it was Brooklyn or Flatbush, or I don't know what part it was, but on Nostrand Ave, my mom and my stepdad had these little icy carts. And you couldn't tell me back then that what's the greatest way to make money. You shovel some ice, you make an icy, you make it for someone to give you money, everything is all good. So on these icy carts on Nostrand Ave, my wife says it's Brooklyn. I don't know where it was, somewhere in New York. It's a big place, it's a small place. It doesn't matter. It was a street corner in New York, in Brooklyn, Flatbush, wherever it was. I was on an ice cart shoveling ice like people shoveling snow to make money, but making a lot less than people shoveling snow would. So when I saved up enough money, or my mom saved up enough change, she took us to see Star Wars, right? So I'm sitting watching Star Wars and I can still see the credits rolling in. And this moment was magic because there was only about 4 or 5 movies that I've seen in my entire childhood, and I thought this was normal. So I'm watching Star Wars with my mom for the first time, like, Luke, I have no father. And then I come out like, hey mom, how are you? And I forget everything around me and I'm like, this is the greatest moment of my life. But it wasn't gonna be, because another great moment, when the movie was over and the money was spent, my mom let me keep the change that I had in my pocket. The same change that I made on an ice cart. She said, son, no, you keep that. That's just for you. And this was a normal thing. So I went back home to Philadelphia, and my father always worked. All he did was work. I said, Dad, you're 60-something years old. You're breaking down, you're getting old. Aren't you tired? Don't you want to take a vacation? No, I gotta work. I got stuff to do. I got time, my poems to share. I got places to go and people to see. I was like, don't you want one day off to smell the grass? No. But you know what he did? It was 1986 or 89 possibly. It's the only time I saw my dad with money. Some people should not have money, and my dad was one of those people. No matter how much money you give him, somehow he's going to spend it all. And I think it was tax time, and I've never seen so many hundreds in his hand. And we went to see E.T. And I sat down, and I almost really cried. It was so sad. And that was the second greatest moment of my life. Now, there's pieces of my childhood that have been erased, like Die Hard. Die Hard just came back as you said it, and my professor said, you know what? This doesn't leave this room. I did tech. I teched in Die Hard 1 and 2, and Bruce Willis is an asshole. He's an asshole in real life. Shh. It stays between us. What happens in the poetry slam on the poetry stage stays in the poetry slam on the poetry stage. So, got that story knocked out the way. Okay, let's keep going. So, watching E.T. with my dad's spending all this money. He takes me to get my first pair of, what are these? Nikes. And I feel like God. I'm like, I have a pair of fucking Nikes, man. You're talking to, I'm like a Payless champ. I mean, I remember these cheap Payless shoes that we bought, and they wore out in a week in the bottom, and I could walk in the supermarket and I was like, oh, the floor is cold, because they had a hole in the bottom of the shoe, but no one knew, because I never every time I went to the gym, like, you want to run? No, I'm not running. I'm tired. My leg hurts. I got a cramp. My battery's dead. Whatever excuse I could come with to not run around in gym was what I would use. Okay, Bloody Mary Xavier Hall, let's bring that in. 1997, my dad kicks me out. I said, listen, I know I'm 19. I got all A's and B, all A's, 1 B. I got a 3.9 average. I'm top fucking 100 people in the city of Philadelphia. I think I should take a vacation. And I sat down to my dad, I wrote this whole thing, I read him the whole script of why I should be able to take a year off. He said, well, that sounds really nice. He said, well, here's 10 applications for you. Here's 10 job applications. You figure it out, but you're getting the hell out of here. So I wound up getting on a plane and riding to Providence, Rhode Island, 1997, Xavier Hall and Bloody Mary. They had a chapel downstairs, and I found out our room was supposedly a haunted room where a lot of blood was spilled and someone got killed in that room, but it's just a story. So my first week in that room, I was a little creeped out, Bloody Mary. So, okay. And what other stories I want to add in there? McDonald's. Why is McDonald's on here? McDonald's. Oh, Loquacious. Don't leave me with Loquacious. So let me tell you about Friedman. So, I'm just stories. Everything's a story. So, Friedman was like my best friend. Like, I wasn't the kid. Believe it or not, I'm a tall, big guy. When I was little, I was a little punk. I didn't like fighting. I would talk out, I would run, I'd walk away. I tried to find every other way to not have to fight if I could. But this one time, maybe 2 times, one time I really stood up and I said, you know what? I'm gonna fight. because this is wrong, and this is my friend, and I'm going to stand up for my friend. And me and my friend were skating down the hill, and some kids come, we don't like to, it's not nice to say, the project kids. See, we lived in houses. We lived in the same neighborhood in Philadelphia, but we lived in a nice houses. My dad worked 3 jobs, but still was poor, because he's bad with money. Anyway, that's another story. So we lived in a row houses, and down the street lived the project kids, and the project kids used to like to come down and mess with us, because they were jealous of us, but we still were both on welfare, so it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so the project kid says, hey, can I ride your skateboard? I look at Freeman, he looks at me, I'm thinking, that kid's kind of big. Well, maybe if we let him ride the skateboard, he'll just ride it, get off, and that'll be the end of it, right? You know? And he's by us, it's 2 of us and 1 of him. He's bigger than us, but it's only 1 guy. He gets on the skateboard, he rides, he comes back. As he goes further down the block, he comes back. Now this is a very expensive skateboard. An $80 skateboard in 1980, 90 something was really hard to come by. He rides close, he rides back. He rides a little further, he rides back. He rides away, some other kid comes on a bike, he jumps on a bike, he takes off. At that moment, I said, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight, because this is not right. So I run down the block, I chased this kid, I chased him like, I can't even run half a block, let alone 3 blocks. I chased him 3 blocks up the hill, I give up as we're coming up the hill. Freeman is like 2 blocks away, he's crying, oh my God. He's like, F the skateboard, my dad's gonna kick my ass. So I'm chasing him, and the kid got away. And I was one time, I was fighting for my friend. Now back to Loquacious, don't leave me Millie. That same Freeman, that same friend I was willing to fight for. Across the street was this girl that I used to love on King Street. Her name was Melody. I loved this girl, but I was like a shy kid. I barely talked. I just looked at people like that. And I thought like, I'm going to pull you in with the magic stare. And I looked at her and looked at her and looked at her, and it went nowhere. And Freeman comes in, swoops in like, one day, talks to her, now they're boyfriend, girlfriend. Then we're not friends anymore for a couple of months. We don't talk. And then this is the same friend that I'm willing to fight for, and I wasn't a fighter. And that's my story. Now let's get to some poetry. That was poetry. That was like improv poetry. Let's see. Where's the pen gonna go? This is not a good place for a pen to go. But I'm in class. This poem is about a math class that I failed. While I was in the class, I decided I wanted to reap the full benefit. So I wrote a poem about how much I hate math. Math makes me cry, contemplate suicide, want to drink some bleach. Math, I hate this math class. I wish I could skip this and go to the beach. E equals MC squared. Who the freaking hell cares? That's not relevant to my career. Sitting in this class lost. Feeling like I might as well not even be here. And I don't have any aid to pave my way, paved my own way, paved my own way. Sometimes I feel like Kanye. Maybe I should just drop out. But if my GPA goes any lower, I'm getting kicked out anyway. Plus, I got that late registration. 3 years I've been waiting, contemplating, anticipating, trying to save up enough money to make and fix the school's miscalculations. The interest is accumulating, putting my dreams further into fantasy. In reality, it's got me defeated psychologically. Bad at math, just like my dad, but hoping, unlike him, that I can just pass. And sometimes, I feel like McNabb, stuck in a pocket, forced to pass. Unlike McNabb, I couldn't pass. And I failed that math class. Damn, I hate math. This poem, I don't even know why or when. I think when I growing up in Philadelphia, every city has a style of poetry that they do. And I was always saying to my dad, me and my dad, we should fight a lot. Now, my dad was a poet. I used to fight with him. Why don't we try different forms? Why don't we do this? He's like, I like to rhyme and tell a story, that's it. Leave me alone. Rhyme, tell a story. And he was good at it. Rhyme, tell a story, leave me alone. Give me that. And then he would go, give me this, give me that. Hand me this, give me this, give me that. Hand me this, give me this, give me that. That means, give me that, give me that. That's mine. Give me that, give me that. And he would like get people to give him stuff. And we just sit in this little wheelchair, have this, give me that. Hey, give me that. Hey, how you doing? Have me this, give me that. Have me this, give me that. And before you even realize you're doing it or not, you're doing it, you're like, what am I doing? Okay, why am I doing this? Okay, I'm getting fire. I'm lighting myself on fire. Okay. right? Yo. That was his thing. So in that, I didn't listen to my dad. And I said, I'm going to start experimenting with colors and numbers, and I'm going to write some poems that are just out there. So this was the result of that. Oh, 7. Pen, where's this pen's got to go somewhere. I don't know what to do with it. What? In my back pocket or something. It's like a cow thing. It's like still in my pen. It's like, I'm more important than you. Oh, I feel like me and the pen are having a conflict. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to write a poem about the pen. Yeah, probably. The story of the pen. You son of a bitch, you think you can write poems with your phone? You knew my ancestors have been around a long time before you've been here, you little whippersnapper. Yeah, anyway, 7. I do go to school and study theater and acting as well as characters in these stuff. And I'm working on a movie, hopefully this summer. By the end of the year, I'll get the movie done now. Send it to you guys. You guys can go on YouTube and Google my name and you'll find a whole bunch of crazy stuff that I do. Anyway, 7. 7 levels of heaven, 7 levels of hell. 7 people sign an open mic list and there's only 1 person to make sure the other 6 don't fail. 5 players on the floor with 2 subs equals 7. 7 hoagies that cost $4 a piece going into 11. I got 7 brothers and sisters to visit on 7 different trips. The girl packed 7 outfits for a 3-day trip. 7 lines crossing Mr. Wilson. I wrote 7 different poems for 7 different women and the outcome 7 numbers. 7 phone calls to make to go on 7 different dates. 7 hugs and kisses from each one of the 7 mistresses. 7 choices and all I ever needed was 1. Taking 1 soulmate out of the 7. 7 people trying to read my shirt. I hit it my first 7 shots in a row. 7 lost souls still stuck on what a hoagie is. It's the 7-letter word, the same as a grinder, bro. If you listen to hear the 7 poets flow, this might seem confusing to a simple-minded fellow, but I wrote this on the 3rd Monday of the 7th. But wait, thinking of a shape that I can create for this one, I might let everyone in this audience in Maine participate. Because if you was listening to the whole poem, I just made 7 mistakes. 7 eternal sins that close 7 pearly gates. 7 closed pearly gates of heaven, leaving me on the 1st level of hell of the 7. As my flesh is burnt off in 7 seconds, I'm still stuck in my ways for the love of the number 7. The hardest thing is when you write things that your mouth can't even say. So I want to give you a piece of this poem. Me and this professor. See, I'm going to put this online, so I have to be careful what I say. I love this guy. We had a tough conflict. And so I wrote this poem as my battle poem towards him to show him, hey, I can't write. I just don't feel like it sometimes. I'll give you a piece of it, what I remember. So I came to this class to continue this campaign. To capture capital and communicate with the captain of this ship. But a simple chauffeur in a red or blue Buick never gets to speak to the CEO. Look, Captain. I don't remember the rest. That's it. Look, Captain. Look, Captain. I don't remember the rest. That's how stressed, but I'm working on it. It's a tongue twister kind of thing. But it's like every time I say it, my mouth starts hurting, trying to enunciate all the stuff. And then thinking of him in the back of my mind, I'm not gonna say his name. Okay. Can I do a love poem for you guys? Okay. This is a continuation of experimenting with words and reading dictionaries and trying to be deep. Trying to get to the deeper place as a poet. I like that character. Trying to get to the essence of the words. I don't know who the hell that is, but I'm trying to get deeper. But I don't have enough words in my brain to get deeper, but I'm gonna get there. So this was me trying to be deep. Here we go. I don't know who these people are. I may have some kind of, whatever disorder that is when random personalities just come in and want to talk, whatever that's called, maybe I might have a little bit of that. I don't know. Anyway. I gotta change my energy to do it. It's a different energy. Every poem is different, it's like a different lane. It's not a boom, boom, slam poem. It's a real love poem. It's like I love you. Yeah, groovy like that, yeah. You are the apex of my emotions. No, you take me to the apex of my emotions. Your divine presence brings pleasure to all of my senses. Your voice is an unwritten poem blessing ears whenever you speak, leaving me dazzled like kids making bubbles fly off tops of daddy's shoulders. Dazzled like standing in clear Caribbean water, watching fish glide through legs. Dazzled like shooting stars and fireworks of first kisses, an angel appearing, and I know God must have opened heaven's gate when this angel made my chin drop to chest when facing her unparalleled divine beauty that comes once every generation, once every millennium, once every eternity, catching attention like an eclipse in a room of 100 people. Without you there, I'm still alone. The radiance and glow of the rays, from the rays that you exuberate, make me realize that loving you can be my new religion. And I will worship and sacrifice life to follow you, the pursuit of my dreams. I thank God every night for waking up when I see you sleeping and lying next to me. I give thanks for allowing that to be, for allowing us to meet and exist together as one. Kissing your lips makes my soul dip into the fountain of youth, because you are from heaven's highest zenith, sent as a blessing for me here on earth. My queen, my everything. We are beautiful together. I'm a hip hop kid. I love hip hop. I love hip hop. Hip hop has changed so much, so I don't know. I don't fight with people about stuff. It's just like, my thing is, you take any rap song out there, you take songs from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, print the lyrics out, read them like poetry, see if they test on. I'm trying to think of was that Cardi B? Give me a line from Cardi B. Let's see if it does it stand the poetry realm. Give me a line from Cardi B. I got red bottoms, so don't be comfortable. Something. Give me a line.
I can get them both. I don't want to be.
I can get them both. Now let's talk this out and see if it really is deep, right? I can get them both. I got red bottoms, right? So and I'm gonna try that with Rakim or Wu-Tang. Let me just try. Let's see if Wu-Tang. Let's see. I bomb atomically. Socrates, philosophies, and hypotheses can provide on drumbeats, mockeries, lyrically, on robberies. I think that still sounds like poetry to me, right? Let's try Rakim. Let's see. Thinking of a master plan, but there's nothing but sweat inside my hand. So I dig inside my pockets, all my money is spent. So I dig deeper, I'm still coming up with lint. So I think of my mission, leave my residence thinking, how I can get some dead presidents. I need money. Well, I used to be a stick-up kid. Now I think of all the devious things I did. I used to roll up. This is a hold-up. There's nothing funny. Stop smiling. There's nothing moves but the money. But now, I've learned to earn because I'm righteous. I feel great. So maybe I might just search for a 9 to 5. If I strive, maybe then I will stay alive. So I walk down the street whistling this. Feeling out of place. Because, man, I really do miss a pen and a paper. Where's my pen? A pen, here you are. Here you are, pen. A pen and a paper, a stereo, a taper. Me and Eric B. and a nice big plate of fish, which you know is my favorite dish. Without that money, it's still a wish. But I don't have to dream about getting paid, so I dig inside the books all the rhymes that I made. Now I have to go to the studio to make sure I'm paid in full. Still works. I'm gonna do it in rap form. How am I doing on time? How much time do I have? 5? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm gonna do this music. Hold on. I wanna try something. You can barely hear that, right? You can barely hear that. But it's gonna be background music. Yeah, let's do it. You guys can just clap. Follow me though. I don't know what to do. Just support, one support. Oh, what's I got $20 left. I don't know what to do. Child support wants that money and Uncle Sam too. $20 left. I don't know what to do. Child support wants that money and Uncle Sam too. I can't manage. I'm tired of that mayonnaise sandwich. So hungry. Breakfast peanut butter, no jelly. Eureka! I stole. Talk like a diva from a teacher group home now. That's how I eat. Oh no, blood sugar low. Oh no, feeling very weak. Oh no, situation bleak. Patient every 2 weeks. Air hustling to put that food in my beak. Empty plates. Stomach pain, not really. Hey, don't complain to me. Hey, I see you just say, what you got? Crab meat, that's it. What you got? Shrimp on your plate. God, please help me. I'm a struggling deadbeat with these problems on repeat. Yo, I forgot to bring a freaking CD. It doesn't. It costs $5. I don't mean to imagine, but the anger makes me madder than the freaking Mad Hatter. Poet stand up. Change your plans up, but we die slowly. $20 left. I don't know what to do. Just support wants some money and Uncle Sam too. I got $20 left. I don't know what to do. Just support wants some money and Uncle Sam too. One piece left. Yeah, closer. This was when I hit writer's block. Full force writer's block. You know, I used to sit on the bus when I worked in Atlantic City. I would listen to D'Angelo and I would write those 2 or 3 poems every bus ride. And it was like easy. And when you have that fire, sometimes you don't appreciate it, right? So when the fire well dries up, you're like, oh man, it's hard to write. So I started reading other poets and writing my versions of their pieces. This is Walt Whitman's Song of Oneself. It's called. It's basically my remix version. That you get nothing out of this. You're priceless. Go after your dreams. We're here. Everyone's here for a reason. Everyone's here for a reason. You should not be lost in anything that you're doing. You are priceless. No one can pay you with your work. No one really can. You are priceless beings. And this is my last piece for you. Here we go. I want to be authentic. I want to whisper to your heart. Stop being silly. It's a friendly poem. Here we go. I'm so silly. I'm having so much fun. Did you guys have a good time? All right, cool. All right, here we go. Celebrate yourself. Assume positive results. Every atom that I have belongs to all of you. This is an invitation to my soul. Smell and taste green summer. Crowd shells with perfumes that help you fall in love with the fragrance of yourself. Remember the atmosphere's aftertaste. It is not bland or odorless. I am in love with my lips, my teeth, my tongue, my mouth, and the sounds it manipulates. Your heartbeat is your inspiration to give never-ending kisses and light embrace. I'm delighted that my seeds seek similar fields and hillsides. Remember that bad health is not death, so sing to the sun. Let your dreams run 1,000 acres. Be proud of your accomplishments. Dissect poems, not animals. Burn cant from speech. There are millions and millions of suns left for your soul's revival. All we are is complex plants covered by hardened clay. You see my beard? That's my connection to the universe. My branches grow without limits. You can too. Go ask an ant how to overcome. Children play peacefully in grass. Blind adults like me cut grass, burn leaves, kill weeds, and replace it all with plastic scenes. Even poets can't decipher this graffiti and hieroglyphics. Shh. But we love writing riddles, right? So let's keep this poem simple. Do good, give respect, and tonight when you go home, the first chance you get, I want you to pick up the phone and call your mother and tell her, I love you. Go back to being toddlers when parents lapse. Eventually, parents grow old and die. That's why. Kiss your children while you can. They go onward and then outward until you collapse. Watch what you eat. Make sure it gives you the sustenance and strength that you need. And then ask yourself, what are you? Who are you? And where are you going? And if you don't know, then let the conversation of a million words begin. Erase could have, erase should have, and just live. I'm all done for tonight. I don't have any business cards with me in the car, so everyone, there's no criminals here, right? Is there any police officers here? That's a weird question to ask. Is there any psycho people here? Any psychos? Cool. All right, everyone take your cell phones out. We're going to do something together. This is how we're going to stay connected. I don't have any friends in Maine, so we're going to be friends now. Take this number down. We're going to take it out. You guys ready? This is my real phone number. So you can text me, keep in touch with me. We can Facebook each other. I can have some made friends, so I don't have to. I can talk to people in Maine. Ready? All right, 401 649 8410. We'll do it one more time. That's 401 649 8410. If you want a new friend from Providence and Boston, you can have one right now for $0. Disclaimer, I work a lot, I only get one day off, but if I don't respond, don't get mad at me, but I will respond today. Text is the best way to reach me. If I don't respond, doesn't mean don't take it mad, don't get mad at me or go psycho or stuff me down, but do add, I'm just playing. But add me on Facebook, let's keep in touch, and you'll see me in the next play. I'm in a play coming up. I play a sick old man in the next play I'm in. So that is my time. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Text me, say hi, let's keep in touch. Peace. Mic stand. This is awesome. That's all right. Is that a Mac? Yes, it's an older fucking Mac. Fucking Macs. I was reading an article earlier. Chrome made an application to stick in the Microsoft App Store because you can't download Chrome, but they made an app so you can download Chrome through it. And the article said so that Microsoft's Edge is no longer known as the program you use to download Chrome. I love that stuff. If you're a geek, you like it too. So anyways, I'm going to tell you a quick story and read something, because if you hadn't noticed, there's these pretty lights up around town and all that stuff, and it's the holiday season, and the snow's out there, and it's like the only good thing about all of this shit snow and the fucking ice that's out there, pardon my language, is that like we have a couple decent celebrations. You know, we got the Thanksgiving, and we got Hanukkah, and we got Christmas, and New Year's, and then after New Year's, fuck all until like St. Patty's Day. We do nothing but suffer and misery. Fuck that too, Valentine's Day. Thank you, Hallmark. I'm a romantic person at heart. But anyways, so when I was a kid, my parents really liked me to believe in Santa Claus and shit. Like to like the extreme, I used to argue at ages where I shouldn't be arguing about Santa anymore with my friends. Be like, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. My mom used to have a guy come. So my birthday is on December 15th, and then Christmas is 10 days later. And so basically, I'd get presents like one time a year, you know. And like, so I get them on the 15th, and then I get bored with them by the 24th, and then I get new ones, and then I'd be good till like New Year's and fuck off for the rest of the year. And my mom said one time, she's like, well, we can move your birthday to June, but you got to skip one of your regulars. And I was like, fuck that, no way. So, but Santa used to come to my house for a Christmas party every year, and it was great because like all the kids got presents, like everybody got a gift from Santa, and we could tell Santa the things that we wanted and stuff like that, and that was always great, waiting for Santa to show up at the party. But my mom also did this other fucked up thing because she wanted me to believe in things that weren't real. She said for years that I was from the Rent-A-Kid Center, that I was rented, and that my rental was up at 11. And before, she used to like threaten me and be like, don't you keep that up and I'm sending you back to the Rent-A-Kid Center. And I'd be like, at first I was like, ha, Ma, you're funny, but then, you know, she didn't really have a sense of humor, so I'm like, maybe she's just fucking twisted. And so, but that 11th birthday, man, waiting for Santa to come knocking on the door, I was like, the jig is up now, man. Like when I'm knocking on the door, I'm thinking, I really hope it's fucking Santa and not the Rent-A-Kid Center. So I believed in Santa Claus right up until, my mom, she even did shit like one time we were out Christmas shopping, right? And I had asked for like this G.I. Joe set, this specific G.I. Joe set, and a couple Transformers. It's like, that's all I wanted were these things, right? And we're out shopping and she goes, hey Nate, can you go throw these things in the trunk of the car? And I know what happened inside the Kmart as I went to the car. And roughly about 4 minutes later, my mom realized, fuck, his entire Christmas is in the trunk. And so I went and I opened up the trunk, and there in the trunk was everything I had asked Santa for. And I was like, oh fuck it, at least I'm getting what I wanted. I guess my friends were right when I was still getting the little fortress thing. And then she was like, did you see what was in the trunk? I was like, yeah. She's like, that was for other people. I'm like, bullshit. So Christmas rolls around. And so they would do this shit where she'd have like, you know, so I got all the Santa stuff. I opened up, you know what she did? She fucking returned every one of those gifts and bought me all different shit that I had asked for so that I wouldn't think that it came from her. So that ruse lasted right up until my parents decided they wanted to take us to Disney. At that point, I didn't believe in Mickey Mouse being real, but I knew Epcot was cool, and they were like, but we only had so much money, you know what I mean? So they had to, like, my brother and sister already knew the deal, and so it was like a family intervention. They sit me down, they're like, Nathan, we have to explain something to you. Santa won't really be bringing much this year because we need to use Santa's money to bring us all to Disney World. I was like, right on, okay. Whatever. Sucks. No more Santa Claus. Mickey Mouse is a corporate shill. But I met this hot British girl down there that was my age, and that was awesome. I didn't need to believe in Santa anymore. I believed in love and romance. So that all leads to this thing that I'm gonna read. I read this thing every fucking year. You get to get welcome to my sappy little heart. It's yes, Virginia. So this is from an article from the New York Sun from I can't even remember what year it was. It probably says at the bottom, 1897. This was posted in the New York Sun. We take pleasure in answering thus prominently the communication below, expressing at the time our great gratification that its faithful author is numbered among the friends of the Sun. Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says, if you see it in the sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Virginia O'Hanlon, 115 West 95th Street. Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect. An ant in his intellect is compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of the truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would the world be if there were no Santa Claus? It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith and no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The external light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus, you might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch in all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if you did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on your lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof that they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders there are unseen and unseeable in the world. You tear apart a baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside. But there is a veil covering the unseen world which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived could tear apart. Only faith, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Ah, Virginia, in all this world, there is nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God. He lives and lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood. So happy holidays, everybody. I won't be here next week because I want to go do Christmas stuff with my family and meet my new niece. She's so small. I'm gonna play hot potato with her. We're gonna throw around and stuff. Thanks all for coming out. Thanks for coming up, guys. If you can, drop a couple bucks in the tip jar on the way out. That's how we pay our artists. Also, clear your stuff. That's how we help our bartenders get out of here at a reasonable hour, get home to their families or whatever the hell they do.
Xbox. I don't know what his gig is. But also, help him buy those video games for his fancy Xbox or whatever the fuck he does. Oh, pay bills, also important, rent and all that stuff. So please make sure you pay your tabs. It's nice, convenient, and legal. Not to do so is therefore illegal. All right. Thanks for coming out. Y'all have a good week. Take care. Drive safe.